All right, and welcome to... Got another match here from the first women's seed, Kickass, against the 8th seed, local favorites, Strike 1919. We see Croft there with a big hit. For the middle, we see more. That is an intense winger pump fake battle. And we see Rowe on the other wing trying to keep McLaren back. And 6-4 for Kickass. We see, that's a high shot from one of the O'Quinn twins. That would be Jackie O'Quinn. She's now grabbing the corner from Shauna Rowe. There we see, Lakuye knocked out. And this is a powerful start in the first set from Kickass. We see a good cross-court attempt on Nomura. Counterattack from O'Quinn missing. And there's a good block. Ball reaching the ball retriever on the other side. Put back into play. Now O'Quinn directing traffic again. There's the old O'Quinn mill. Jumped over easily by McLaren. Mora with the big fakes from the side. It's like a hit out.
Nice hit from Julie McLaren. For those of you who might be keeping track of the competitive scene, last year she was Julie Blake, but she did get married.
Mora taken out there by Fogg.
Absolutely.
So now Strike closing the numbers gap a little bit, 2-on-4.
Absolutely. Miranda Fogg, very capable of both the overhand and the underhand shots.
But in that case, we saw some quick shots from the Kickass team. And they have managed to close out that first point in just under 2 minutes.
This is going to be a very difficult match for Strike, as Kickass came into this basically undefeated. The #1 ranking women's team in the round robin, indicating to the ball shagger how they want the ball set up.
And off the rush, we see Jacqueline O'Quinn missing her shot. But
for those of you watching at home, you might be wondering why we're using different lines. The women's court is slightly smaller, so you'll notice that they have a blue back line instead of the black one the men were using. Something that was brought up after this change was made in the rule book was that the men got the women's back line as a warning line, but the women got nothing. So in this tournament, you'll notice that the yellow line has been laid down 5 feet in front of the women's back line to give them a warning that they are getting near their own back line.
Yeah, it's helpful just for recognizing when you're getting close to the back line. It can be tough in the moment where you're scrambling back.
Number 42 getting knocked out. Or sorry, not 42, it's 48?
That is Captain Jen Ritchie, 49.
49, having trouble reading the front of the Kickass jerseys here. Their numbers are not clearly legible.
There we see O'Reilly getting knocked out, as well as Fogg. And Kickass with that 4-2 player advantage again.
Nice strong throw from Megan Debates, number 14.
Yeah, and San Filippo, Debates safe on that one. That one bounced before it got to her.
Looked like she was about to walk out, though.
That ref's being decisive, letting her know what happened. The throw onto Biam, missing. Croft clearing that ball. Croft aggressively countering onto San Filippo and missing. All that back and forth and nobody out for it.
Absolutely. Number 19, Guylaine San Filippo, was a member of Team Canada last year and the year before when they took gold in the World Championships in Australia.
Ooh.
Dirty block from Debates.
She was hoping she could move forward to get that ball as it popped up, but a little too far.
Megan Debates, another one of the Winnipeg competitive players, get hitched last year. She was known as Megan Willem until her and her husband tied the knot.
Does she have a lot of arguments with her husband?
I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe they're just more constructive debates, but...
Absolutely. Actually, we used to always refer to them as the Willems, and Andrew Debates not pleased with that.
I think more men should consider taking their wives' names upon marriage.
I'm a big fan of combining the two into making a new last name.
Will Bates? I don't know.
Lakuye getting knocked out. Now Morgan Lakuye, number 20, one of the top women in Winnipeg, incredibly powerful throws when she's on her knees. Comes from being a back catcher in baseball.
That's actually an interesting advantage, being able to throw well from your from that low position, maybe catching people off guard.
I have never seen another person throw as strong from their knees of any gender as she does. Going up against her is not pleasant, as you never know when you're safe.
And we see Céline Giroir knocked out. I think she may have been screened a little bit on that throw.
Yeah, for those of you who are new to dodgeball, getting screened is when you have another player on your own team in front of you. They get out of the way and the ball hits you. Or at least they're just blocking your vision. 19, Sanfilippo walking out.
Croft with a huge throw again, just
Knocking
aggressively.
the ball down. There we go. There's Mr. Debates, ball shagging for his wife's team. Dirty block from McLaren, leaving just Courtney Saracen, number 22, yet another player to get hitched last year. She was Courtney Kaler before that. Also one of the few competitive ringette goalies in our city.
Ooh,
Looks like there was a dirty block there on number 7, Biam. Am I saying that right?
I think so. I have to admit, she told me in the fall that I wasn't quite getting her last name correctly.
Was it Biam? Was it Biam?
And I forget which way was the right way and the wrong way. So
there
my
a
apologies
silent
to
letter?
Amelie if I get it wrong.
Saracen not able to make the catch. She is a talented catcher. In the old style balls we used, the Rhino Skin All-Rounds, she was like a black hole. With these WDBF balls, she doesn't seem to quite have the same bravado in terms of catching, but her throws are definitely strong.
It can take a little while to adjust to different ball types. Even though they're all 7-inch foam balls, they do all feel a little different.
Oh yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can tell which ball you're using. It looks like a false start on strike.
I think so. That.
Oh no, they're calling
no.
false start on Kickass. I thought that I saw strike leave the line a little early too.
There we go. Good block by Lecuyer.
Nope, not a
no.
good block as it turns out. She's an honest player regardless of the circumstances.
Some Mora with that big pressure from the wing, drawing a couple balls toward her. Rowe getting hit out on the other side, though.
You can hear the crowd chanting for strike. Were I a member of the bourgeoisie, I would be frightened.
Guylaine explained that reference to me as well, so now I'm slightly more in the know
Oh yeah, it's
about local history.
It's for sure like a Marxist term. You know, the bourgeoisie, the aristocracy, the people who own the means of production. The Winnipeg General Strike was a huge blow in the favor of leftist politics in Winnipeg back in the day. Pronounced Biam. So I was not correct on any of them.
Oh, that was O'Reilly trying to both find the catch and be in the air at the same time. That was going to be a tough one to come down with.
Absolutely. You know what they say about stocks? Buy 'em low, sell 'em high.
I've never heard anyone say that before.
That could explain our financial situations. If you're buying high and selling low, that could be a problem. Speaking of low, that was a beautiful low underhand shot from Sanch there. Went right over top of that. They're calling her out.
I think the call there was line, so it may be that part of her touchdown onto or over the line as she went low.
Now, we're being informed that it's Jen Ritchie's birthday today.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Jen Ritchie. I hope you're all the richer for this experience.
Giroir being knocked out. Jen Ritchie, wonderful human being as well as a formidable dodgeball player.
Absolutely. She's been absolutely integral in making sure that equality is always taken into account when setting up everything, including like the streams, just every aspect of this tournament. She's been very vigilant on, and a huge help.
Also does a lot for Toronto Dodgeball. She's been running a series of tournaments. She's been a fixture of the local competitive scene for a long time.
Oh, Sanch probably wishing she wore knee pads now.
Ritchie looking for Saracen.
See the way she Richie read the direction she was moving correctly, but Saracen just managed to move her body out of the... Oh, and she doesn't connect on the catch.
That was a good curveball.
Absolutely.
Captain Richie. Saracen couldn't quite find that. And we've got 4-0 Kickass with 11.5 to go in the first half.
When you say Captain Richie, I just picture somebody with like a corncob pipe and a sailor's hat. And he says, "Yarr,
Yeah, maybe
I'm
an eye patch
Captain
in there.
Richie. I'm leading the squad of Kickass."
To the best of my knowledge, Jen has never smoked a pipe.
Oh, you don't have to smoke it. Just have the pipe hanging out of your mouth. We don't condone smoking, kids.
Oh, that was
no.
by him with a catch in the air as she was scrambling out of the way.
Yep.
Good grips.
O'Reilly and Fogg both out of this now. Natasha O'Reilly also on Team Maple Leaf last year. And Team Maple Leaf is the backup team, also known as the farm team for Team Canada.
They competed in last year's WDBF championships.
Absolutely. Do you know the story behind that?
Why they were competing?
Yes. It's a very interesting tale. Team Pakistan was not able to secure visas. And it's not even like they were late or anything. The Canadian government just wasn't having it. And on the women's side, apparently it was Argentina. Yeah, Pakistan was for the men's side. Deeply unfortunate when that happens. You know, we like to bring the world together to play this wonderful sport. But unfortunately, sometimes politics can get involved.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see the Maple Leaf players get to play, but at the same time, it would have been great to have a couple of new to me, certainly, countries playing dodgeball in Markham last year.
Absolutely. Would have been a great event to cut their teeth on. Especially, there's no place more welcoming or more friendly than Canada to all the people of the world. It's kind of the foundation that we're built on.
Wow.
Looks like Sanch and McLaren are lining back up against the full squad of Kickass. Kickass already with a commanding 4-0 lead.
Yeah, they're really carrying forward that momentum from the round robin into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Mora looking aggressive. Ooh.
Sanch again not getting it.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough one. That was a glance off her shoulder. It's hard to T-Rex your second arm to catch that ball, but...
And
oh, McLaren.
I don't think it mattered, though. I think at least one of those skimmed over her shoulder.
Maybe. I like the effort, though. I like... She knows what just happened there. A little bobble.
Very animated woman. Definitely one of the most outgoing people in our local community. Julie McLaren. Just dancing it off.
Yeah,
I think she's sitting with LeCouillet.
Yeah, very upbeat. Now we see Mora is the one to take that shot off the rush from the wing.
Look at those fakes from Sanch.
Yeah.
She's bringing out a level of energy that we don't normally see from her. Oh, look at that underhand shot. Top spin right onto Richie's toe.
And you can see Croft saying, "We've got 5."
I was wondering what they were saying there. It almost looked like they were saying to stop play. Oh, that shot went real high.
Yeah, but I think Mora, that was hanging out San Filippo on the side. And
see, there's local Manitoban player Gareth Williams from Team Winchell that got knocked out in the first round of finals.
We just saw Debates hitting out Mora.
Playoffs,
And
that's the word, not finals.
A lot of back and forth there.
Oh no, they didn't get it. Here, Byam talking to her team.
There, the throw from Saracen missing. Big fake from Croft. And now Kickass conferring.
Yep, calling out their play, relaying it to the guards.
Oh,
wow! Making good use of that wingspan. She chicken winged that ball right in there.
Yeah, off the blocking ball and
Yeah,
into
just
her waiting arms.
Just cradled it. Oh, and O'Reilly missing a catch over her shoulder there. Look at that sweep from Sanch. Guarantee you that she's going to have bruised knees after this event.
I don't know how some people... I don't know.
They're calling
how
her
is
out.
She called out.
Don't know. My MCL is crying just thinking about how her knees are hitting the ground. Oh, that was a bounce.
Yep. Debate's still in it, taking a shot at Richie.
Richie dropping everything, looking for the catch. Oh, it's up!
I think that third ball was the only one who got her. Debates with a couple of good blocks, but
there's too many balls incoming.
Yep.
Not much you can do about that. She did the right thing. She was down on the ground, making herself as small as possible, putting herself behind those two balls.
On the other court, we have, looks like Thunder up 4-1 on the Scotia Sirens with about a minute and a half remaining. So it is a good first half for the purple teams so far. We see Strike coming to the line. That was Rowe with the catch close range on McLaren.
McLaren just smiling and walking it off.
Yep.
The game is basically decided at this point, given the just the differential and the way that it's been going. So I think at this point the players are right to just be enjoying themselves.
I feel like it's a gap that could still be closed.
But
it will take a lot of work.
But do you honestly believe it will? Oh, they're just reducing the lights here in the commentary booth, so it's a little easier for us to see what's going on.
I think it's... Oh, there's a couple of shots connecting. And Kickass has really been accurate. And Lukuye, the victim there. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Sanfilippo with a good block in the air.
Yeah, right over her shoulder. Oh, if only she would have swept.
Didn't see that ball in time.
Wake up, Sweeple. Nice throws.
Ooh,
Trade there, leaving just Miranda Fogg left. Very, very talented catcher. She may be able to bring it back in that way.
Byam and Richie remaining.
Look at that. Her arms in the catching position. Look at that. There's still 6.5 minutes on the clock for us while the other court is already at halftime.
Now this match did start a little bit after.
The Golden Boys ran that clock way over.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. Like your family pet, they just ran over it.
I don't know if I like that image.
Well, unfortunately, it's happened to a lot of us. I'll miss you, Bart.
Now we see there it was Richie with the shot. Fogg. Ooh, nice curve.
Right over the shoulder. Blocks it into her foot.
Byam with the good counter throw. Now just under 6 minutes. 7-0 for Kickass.
Absolutely. We've been having a great stream. I've also noticed that this has been posted all over Reddit. If you're visiting us from Reddit and you've never seen Dodgeball before, mention it in the comments below. We'd love to give you a shout out.
Now here we go. Nope, it wasn't a Quinn to take that shot. It was Richie.
O'Reilly still holding on to 2 balls. Okay, passing to the wings now.
Just wanted to make sure she was safe before that happened, I think.
All right, let's see who we got. Ooh. Shout out to Prius Lover 15. He's from Reddit. DJ Gumby welcoming them. Also a local dodgeball player and talented drum and bass DJ.
Rowe with a smile as she fakes at O'Reilly. Those two have known each other for a while.
Absolutely. Natasha O'Reilly has been a fixture on the competitive scene nationally for a long time now.
I think that was the O'Quinn hitting McLaren in the face. I've seen her get hit in the nose a couple of times in this tournament.
Actually, here's a fun fact. Do you know how old Natasha O'Reilly is?
I do, but I don't think it's polite to talk about, is it?
I just wanted to say that she is still in fighting fit shape. And she is almost 40 years old. Just showing that dodgeball is for everyone. Look at the shape that she's in. You would not know how old she is just by looking at her. She has still got an incredible arm. She's worked on catching recently. Oh, look at that catch on her back. You'd think she's vulnerable.
Oh, and then
no,
the hit
counter. Leaving Fogg on her own again, looking for a catch. Look at that in the position.
That was Jessica O'Quinn, who...
Looks like a lot of people here saw this on the Ocho, the subreddit from for non-traditional sports. I actually learned about an interesting sport called Johnball from that subreddit. Played that in my front lawn at 2 a.m. a number of times with local dodgeballers.
Now we see Kickass, 5 players strong. O'Quinn holding the line from the wing position.
Someone here commenting that Jeff Snow is old as dirt. I just want to let people know, though, that back in Shakespearean times, there was a saying that I would not compare to an old man, because at least in those days, the older you were, generally the more talented and experienced you were. And that's definitely true on the dodgeball scene.
Jeff isn't even the oldest player on his team, so...
Interesting. How old is Jeff Snow?
I think 35?
Interesting. Yeah, that's still absolutely, like, you know, in your prime.
I mean, he's terrifying to play against, so
100%.
Yeah.
Great left-handed shot from that man as well.
And right-handed.
Yep, he's naturally a lefty, though, correct?
I think he's naturally I don't know if he's naturally either. I mean...
I think he's just ambidextrous?
He seems pretty fully ambidextrous to me. Oh, Quinn couldn't find that. O'Reilly couldn't find that.
Shagger doesn't get the ball, and it goes to the other side.
Good effort, though.
You see the Shaggers there exchanging a knowing glance. Oh, no, Sanch doesn't make it. For the longest time, when she was signing up for Dodgeball, I thought Jenna D. Sanch was Jenna D. Sanchez and just missed the Z when she was typing it in. That was incorrect.
Lukuye surviving low with that block and then counterattack missing, but...
Oh, sorry. For those of you wondering why we've been calling it wing and guard, the local vernacular in Winnipeg is to call it guard. Terminology elsewhere is often wings. We just switch back and forth between it naturally.
I mean, I don't. I've never heard the guard thing before this, but...
Yeah, well,
hey,
Winnipeg was instructed in the WDBF rules and schooled in a tournament by Boosh from Minnesota. And they call them guards, and that's where we picked up the terminology.
Just saw Jackie O'Quinn there making a catch by just kind of squeezing it between her knees. Oh, and there's Saracen touching that back line.
Don't want to do that. It's now 9-0 for Kickass. Just got a text message from my dad. Said, he's been watching all morning and I'm doing a great job. Thanks, Dad.
I think parents have to say that. Wait.
Well, I like to think that he's right.
My dad, if he's watching, I don't think he's messaged. Fun fact, my dad's first name is Rusty.
And my dad is Mike. So you've got Rusty Thrasher and Mike Hewen. Rusty Thrasher sounds like an old farm implement.
I like to say an old punk band, but you know.
That actually, I would for sure listen to the Rusty Thrashers. Personally, I prefer bands like Grey Matter and Dead Kennedys.
Oh, I think Debate's just 2 shots right at the feet there. Hard to dodge unless you're already going up.
Now, a comment that we've always made about Megan Debates is that she looks like she's playing on rails. She goes forward and backwards, but very seldomly did she go laterally. After she got named to Team Manitoba this year, that changed.
I think it can really encourage players to push. Oh, a nice windmill toward Byam.
Absolutely.
Those are 2 well-timed throws, too. It was,
I think I know where you were going with that. Once players make it to their provincial team, you can see a sharp increase in skill if they've never been on one before, as they start to take it seriously and hone their skills.
Yeah, there's often exchanging ideas with teammates, coaching, and just the desire to play better and better.
Absolutely. The coach of Team Canada, I can never remember how to pronounce his last name. Victor
Gravilli.
Gravilli. Okay, I always think there's a B in there for some reason.
There could be.
I could be wrong. Anyway, he was basically doing a tour across Canada, teaching skills clinics both in basic skills and in advanced. And I gotta say, it made a big difference just in our local community in the metagame. Immediately after that clinic, you notice all the players looking for the nipple on the ball to cover it with their finger. Squeezing the ball never to your advantage. You always want to make sure it stays inflated so it travels in a predictable manner so you can actually aim the thing and have it arrive with some power.
Yeah, I was at Coach Gravilliby's session in Toronto. Very helpful.
I think you would have been in the advanced session, right?
I was. They let me in, and they reaffirmed that I'm not nearly as good at blocking as I need to be. So
yeah, I was a little devastated that they only invited the Team Manitoba players from the previous year to the advanced session, as I would have loved to have worked on the blocking skills with them. Also, I got to say, oh, look at that catch from San Filippo, and maintaining her balance.
Love the little arm windmills to be like, nope, don't, nope, okay. But yep, great grab.
Absolutely. Human body just doing what it's meant to. I learned I learned about why so many people have hurt arms from throwing, and that's because throwing is not a natural motion.
It is true, and what I've always heard, ooh, good. Oh,
wow.
Mora just
Fogged
grazed.
Right in the kisser.
I've been told that the windmill motion is actually way closer to what your arm is meant to do, but I cannot, for the life of me, get a good windmill.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
No, looking at Richie, throwing at number 4.
Now just 5 seconds
don't throw
left.
alone at her. Are you
Oof.
crazy?
Jen Ritchie feasts on those kinds of choices.
I do believe in Halifax she made the game-winning catch.
Probably. My memory of Halifax is a little fuzzy now, but I mean, Jen has made quite a few game-winning catches in her day. And this day. Basically every day. But it is currently 10-0 for Kickass, but Strike is well positioned to get this point. They
Absolutely.
have 6 players going into sudden death, no blocking allowed.
Not a very close game on the other side either, unfortunately. It's 5-2. A lot closer than this one.
That is the Thunder up 5-2 on the Sirens right now.
Yep.
You see Richie going cross-court again, so casually with that throw.
Oh, Debates doesn't make the catch. She didn't drop the ball she was holding.
Oh,
up in the air.
Sanfilippo hit out. Oh,
Oh,
that's Saracen.
Saracen! Showing us what we know she can do.
And she kind of had to make that because
Look how happy they are. They're on the board. They're on the board. They've scored against the Super Clones.
Richie showing her respect as well, saying good job.
Scudsworth will win the bet.
And we're going to check in on the other court during this halftime break.
Do we have a camera on the other court? Fantastic. We'll give you guys some updates on that one while it happens. Unfortunately, we're not in a great position to tell you about which specific player is doing things, but we'll do our best.
We can see the Thunder is outnumbering the Sirens right now.
Absolutely. I think I see Brogan Moore playing the left guard position there.
Yeah,
Feeling out Berkeley.
It is Amy McNeil on the other side. Lynn Kirkpatrick in the middle.
Yep, 47 nicked in the knees by cross-court shot. That puts Storm now at a massive player advantage.
It's actually Thunder. Storm was a different team.
Oh, right. I can just see the I see the Storm look on their jerseys. That is Thunder. You're correct.
There's so many team names that are like these one-word aggressive natural phenomena.
Thunder, Storm, Velocity, Rush, Sirens.
I kind of want to name a team just like Erosion, where it's like fits the theme, except it's just very gentle.
Absolutely. Over time, we will erode your players.
Yeah. Our match is 2-0 after 40 minutes.
We will destroy your property value eventually. Oh, and we're back. There we go. Kickass off to an aggressive start.
Strike, I'm sure, will want to take what momentum they can. I mean, they're on the board now. And if one team finished the first half by 9, maybe the other team can return the favor. Ooh,
Ball's knocking out Saracen.
Yep. McLaren, ooh, aggressive move, but missing Rowe. Now O'Reilly taking over on the wing.
Mm-hmm. Row your boat. Now,
Big fakes from Sanfilippo, but
absolutely
hasn't let that ball go yet. You see the cross-court attempts on Mora, but
you can also see that every time they go for the fakes, Strike basically stops. Faking is so important in Dodgeball. We in Dodgeball Winnipeg, we did a stream of our draft championships, and a lot of people who hadn't seen the sport before making comments. What's with all the fakes? Well, that's a way to get information from your opponents without losing a ball. See, look at McLaren going up there against 11, making her dodge, wearing her down a little bit, seeing which way she moves. Especially if you're planning to throw at somebody and you want to see which way they dodge. Some people only dodge in one direction, and you'll find that out after a couple fakes. Oh, Filippo. Oh, by him. What are they saying?
I think 2 different signals.
I think we're going to have to talk about this. Brunitsky and Asang are 2 of our full-time refs.
And Sanfilippo, I think, wants in on the conversation.
I think she wants to say it was or it was not.
Rowe amusing herself with a bit of volleyball.
Absolutely. It's been a long road to victory for them. Yep, somebody making a comment that you don't want to be one-directional dodger. A lot of players go up and down, no problem, but they only go to one side. They'll go left or right.
It's true. The more directions you can move and do move, more difficult you will be to hit, obviously. And we see McLaren dodging that shot from Mora. Big fakes from Sancha. Trying to keep Rowe back. McLaren 2 balls.
Interesting you say that. We have a local competitive player that's very good named Matthew Roback.
I just saw O'Reilly there threatening the ball retriever, John Wu. Bit of a smile on her face as she did it.
Nothing wrong with winning the mental game.
See the retrievers. Oh.
That is some of the most aggressive shagging I've seen in a long time.
They're having fun with their roll, too.
And Richie just absorbing that ball.
They're very good at just keeping that ball.
Absolutely. There are some players where the moment a ball just comes into their orbit, it is theirs. She is one of them.
Sanch doing a good job of getting low to avoid those shots.
Yeah, Girard passing off. Backing up.
Throw toward Mora. Oh, that ball got away, but retriever there to hand it back. No harm.
Oh,
yeah.
She blocked 2 of them, though, to her credit.
Yeah, but 3 good throws coming in. Hard to deal with all of them equally, so.
So who do you think we're going to see in the finals? I think we're going to see Kickass there for sure.
Yeah. And so we've got Thunder in good position against the Sirens. 7-3 with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, so Thunder are candidates to get there. We still have to see
I think it's
Prairie Fire and
Fire.
Looney Tunes. Yeah, Prairie Fire has looked strong from the matches of theirs that I've been able to take in so far.
I also think they placed second in the round robin. They were real underdogs in this tournament. They were the B team, affected by actually one of their people who would have been their team captain, I believe, breaking her hand about a month before the tournament.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Absolutely. So they only have the one captain, Amanda First, and she has whipped them into shape and turned them into a fighting force. They went from a bunch of women on different teams, into a really good crew that have been working well together.
See, Debates hit out there by a couple of shots thrown her way. Now, 4-player strong strike. Oh, O'Reilly hit, and O'Quinn can't find the catch on the counter. We are at a 5-3 player advantage for Kickass. Bayern calling the shots, but it's Rowe who takes it. That is Fogg getting under the ball.
Absolutely.
Nice windmill from Sanch. And Mora looking to the refs to confirm, and the backcourt ref saying that was a hit.
Huge shout out to our refs. They've been doing a great job all weekend. Right from the get-go. Some of these referees reffing as many as 20 games in a day.
Some of them also playing through the tournament too.
Absolutely. The people who play and ref, that's a special kind of pressure that you're putting yourself under, and we appreciate it a lot.
And Sanch hit out there. Again, blocking one, but couldn't find the second. McLaren, the last player from strike left. Rowe missing the shot.
Look at her getting her offhand out of the way there. Byam not making the catch. McLaren consistently one of the top-ranked females in Winnipeg. Actually, generally one of the top-ranked players in our draft league. She consistently has a team of her own. Only the top players get the teams. Oh, and the counter. She's already turned her back from the catch.
Rowe had made the catch.
You can see the player apologizing, putting their hand up. I'm sorry. I thought you were still live.
There's a question in the chat about whether Kickass is basically last year's Team Canada. It is a healthy chunk of last year's Team Canada on it. Jen Ritchie, Amelie Byam, Jessica O'Quinn, Céline Girouard, Shauna Rowe, and Lisa Mora, all playing on the national team last year. Kenley Croft is a new addition, and Jacqueline O'Quinn, also a strong Toronto player. Ooh, there's a hit out onto, I believe that's Saracen?
Yeah, you can see Debates getting under that ricochet, though, which was nice.
Yeah, it never feels good to get knocked out on the rebound.
Especially because the first player that gets hit is the first one out. So not only was it not your fault that you're out, you're also the next one. You're one less. What am I looking for? You're ranked one back on who gets revived, which just sucks.
San Filippo, in the meantime, had hit out Rowe, but there. You see another counter shot knocking out another strike player, so we're back to 4-on-4. 14 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock. San Filippo going cross court. Great shot. Oh no, that wasn't San Filippo. That was Fogg, I believe, instead.
Yeah.
And that was a perfect shot right at the shins. There's the... Ooh, speaking of shin shots. Sanch hit. Croft scrambling forward for a ball.
Now, we've just learned that O'Quinn is also on Team Canada for softball. Very clearly sports that have transferable skills.
And we've got...
Yep, 8Boo22. That's Bethel Lascano. Huge shout out. Big part of it, why all of this is possible.
Big throw from San Filippo to knock out Croft.
Absolutely. San Filippo.
Girouard looking for that catch.
Oh, look at that cross court.
Yep.
Feeling out. She knows Girouard's ready.
San Filippo also national team member last year.
Absolutely.
She knows these opponents very well.
Former teammates.
Richie aggressive. San Filippo not having any of it. Teeing up.
Oh yes,
Jen
beamed
out.
it.
And now the one-on-one. No balls in hand for Céline
no,
Girouard.
she doesn't.
Oh, and can't find it.
There we go. Proving her worth once again. There was a real heartbreak at the World Dodgeball Championship. It came down to 1v1 for Team Canada for the bronze medal. Guylaine San Filippo was the last player left, and she was unable to make that 1v1. Still put on a hell of a display. I don't think anybody was disappointed in her performance, but it would be a real heartbreaker. It would be a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, anytime you can't come down with the win, I mean, it never feels nice, but...
I can't imagine that level of pressure.
Guylaine was a tremendous player for that whole tournament, so...
Absolutely.
Nothing but respect for her work. There we see a couple of... back and forth. Croft! Oh, that ball.
Oh, Fogg. You can see that ball in the air. You can see her laughing it off.
Almost had it in time to make the block.
I think it's important to note here that because there's such a high score differential already, this game is becoming a lot friendlier than it might have been if it was close. While everybody's going to maintain good levels of sportsmanship, you notice there's lots of fun and laughing and people just having a good time.
Rowe with a catch under siege there. And the ref's conferring again. I think the question is whether Rowe was hit out in addition to that catch.
Rowe ready to go out. They've got a 10-point advantage. No point in arguing.
Now we've got 3-on-2 for strike. Ref saying, hey, get onto that back line.
There we go. Debates with the skim.
We see a lot more windmills in the women's game than in the men's. I think just...
Calling a line violation.
Oh, Croft out. Yeah, the softball experience that a lot of women have where they learn to throw those powerful windmills.
It's really good for your body, like you were saying. That's much better for your arm than a regular overhand throwing motion. Notice a lot of injured players then learn how to windmill throw, and that's just another tool in their box that they can use.
Richie taking the shot, cleared, and blocked.
Very clean block.
And we're going to see Saracen sends that one over Jen Ritchie's head.
Just a shot across the bow.
Oh, good dodge by Saracen. Started leaning the other way to get out of the way of that shot. And that throw going high, opting to throw the second ball. Ritchie with the clean block, holding two of her own. Now that low side arm, oh no, goes with the overhand.
It's up, but her feet were in the wrong direction.
Yeah, Saracen's weight going the other way. Couldn't lunge back to try and make a play on that pop-up, so 13-2 edge for Kickass over strike. And just a quick note on the other court with 2 minutes remaining. 8-3, no, 8-4, still in favor of the Thunder, so.
Thunder.
I mean, there are a few different songs called Thunder. That's the one you went with to reference, I guess.
Why not? Are there other songs named Thunder?
Yeah, Imagine Dragons.
Oh.
Big hit lately.
Well, you can only imagine dragons because they don't exist in real life.
That's a tough break for San Filippo and Saracen. I think that was a shot off Saracen's face and into San Filippo as well. By him with a little block.
Oh,
ooh, wow. I don't know if Mora's was actually a catch. I think that might have spiked down off the ground and into her hands. And ref's conferring again.
Amazing how many things at a time they're required to keep track of.
Yeah, reffing is hard, folks.
I've heard that bearded dragons are real, but dragons without beards are not.
Komodo dragons also real.
That's true.
Clock stopping, not always real, but...
Still 8 minutes behind the other court. Look at McLaren with the catch there, and she falls out. She should have held on to that ball or it would have been a catch.
Now O'Reilly.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought Saracen was still in this round. My mistake.
Yep. Saracen is in this round now, facing off against Byam. O'Reilly getting out of the way of those shots.
London, Ontario or London, England? Just curious where you're from, Rachel.
I'm guessing if that is the Rachel we've seen at many tournaments in Toronto and London.
Rachel Brees?
That would be the one.
And it appears she was born in 1992, according to her username. Unless there's just 91 other Rachel Breeses on Twitch.
That was like the old days of email addresses. You pick something, hope nobody else has it, and then throw a number on the end.
That's how I got the Burninator. When Strong Bad was new, I registered the Burninator at hotmail.com, and I was the only one. I ended up regretting how many letters it was to type out.
Now Saracen. Ooh.
Oh, shot right to the stomach.
Yeah, that was Byam's ball finding the mark.
Absolutely.
You can hear the buzzer on the other court as solidifying that Thunder with the 8-5 win over the Sirens.
So apparently power's out in Ontario at the moment where they're from, and that's why they're in their car, because no way to charge your phone.
I mean, priorities, right?
Interesting story. At the beginning of this tournament on Friday, there was a huge gas leak not too far from where the event is happening, and we lost power to a good portion of the city. Luckily, the university that this is being held at was not affected. That could have been devastating for us, as we would not have been able to run this tournament.
Glad we avoided that unfortunate circumstance, but
absolutely
sorry to anyone who is without power now. That is never a fun situation to be in.
Absolutely. Like the strike of 1919, you just need to seize power.
How do you do that if we're talking about hydro?
Take back the means of production.
Like waterfalls, or?
I believe generally what they do is they just build a dam on a river or something and then flood the local area.
Not exactly a civic engineer myself, so I'll trust you on that.
Yeah, Manitoba Hydro is our only source of electricity in this province, so we rely a lot on water to give us our energy. Now these players here are getting a lot of energy from the crowd. The crowd doesn't seem to be too involved in this match the way they were in the last one. I guess it's hard to get excited over a blowout.
It's true. Even if you are cheering for the team that happens to be up, it's I mean it's fun, but it could be more fun.
Oh
if
no,
it was close.
Ghislaine! Yes!
Ghislaine.
Once again, finding her footing.
Ooh. Oh,
nice wide stance.
Byam blocking it into row.
Getting roasted. Unfortunately, it was not a very rotund block.
Now we see San Filippo dodging those balls. Ooh, aggressive throw into Byam, and I think that was O'Reilly's throw actually catching Byam on the back. O'Reilly adopting the ready back and forth stance of a boxer. And San Filippo hit out there. 1-on-4 for O'Reilly. He's going to be looking to... Oh, Jen Ritchie just collapsing on that ball again.
I could hear the "I'm sorry" from here.
Yep. O'Quinn wanting to make sure, probably know that the catch was being made, but...
You could hear the thud of that ball whacking her in the stomach.
Yep.
Nothing makes a noise like that when it hits me, as my body has become too soft.
I mean, I'm sure if someone throws hard enough.
Yeah, then it makes more of a poof or a boosh, like the noise that the Minnesotan competitive team is named after.
Now we see, oh, not throwing from the knees there. That throw weaving through a few of the strike players. Now we see Mora taking the shot. Oh, the counter from Jess O'Quinn. Taking out her opponent, and we've just got 4 strike players remaining.
Absolutely.
These debates had been hit out there. Ooh, cross court toward Fogg, missing the mark. Jessica O'Quinn threatening the players across. Ooh, can't block that one cleanly though, and is knocked out. But San Filippo lost in the exchange for a strike.
People want to talk about beach dodgeball on a real beach in PEI. I guess if you are in Prince Edward Island or thinking about going out, take a look. Why not? And this point in time, it's actually probably a good idea to mention our sponsors of this event. We've had a few real big ones. Domino's Pizza donating pizzas for all of our volunteers and referees, and On Track Media for donating all the equipment to make this stream possible.
I have to say, it's pretty great being able to broadcast an event like this so that you're not just relying on social media updates, you actually get to watch.
Absolutely. As part of, it's basically just a part of gaining legitimacy for dodgeball, is turning it into more of a spectator sport so that we can start to gain Olympic recognition amongst other things.
Just saw Fogg making a great catch on Mora. Ooh.
Oh, she looks to reach for it, but not back far enough.
Now Girouad taking the aggressive play, and now windmill throw her away, missing.
Yeah, we have a couple of local sponsors as well. A good example is the 2 dodgeball leagues here, Dodgeball Winnipeg and Winnipeg Minor Dodgeball. There might not be WMD Interact, but there is in Winnipeg.
Got Girouad hit out by Fogg there, so now it's just Jen Ritchie again. Hoping that another birthday present to herself can be converting this point. Oh, she makes that catch. Drops the ball and looks for another, but Fogg didn't actually find that throw on target.
Fun fact about dogs being allowed in dodgeball: if you go to the rules page of Dodgeball Winnipeg, it is expressly forbidden.
I assume there's a story behind that. McLaren avoiding that throw from O'Quinn.
No, I was mistaken. People were asking if dogs were allowed at the tournament. I thought they were asking if dogs were allowed to play dodgeball, Airbud style.
It's not called Dogs Ball.
I actually won my very first medal ever in dodgeball with a team called Airbud Dodge Buddies.
Did they pick that name on purpose, or?
Oh yes, I picked the name. And local competitive player Denim Dubuc from Red River Rebellion carried us to victory on that team.
You just saw Jess O'Quinn showing off both the windmill and the overhand throw. Ooh,
oh,
that throw getting away from
Saracen throwing a ball at the commentary booth. I guess
right
both her and Stafura just not happy. It's coming right for us. I believe that gives us the right to shoot the ball, as long as it's coming right for us.
Oh, Saracen tagged low and high on that one.
Absolutely, some devastating throws from these women on Kickass.
So just a note from the other court, we are 1 minute into another women's playoff match. We've got Storm out of Ontario, an individuals team, against the Armada from PEI.
Avonlea Armada, the people from PEI divided on whether or not Avonlea is a real place. Some people believe that it's a tourist trap and doesn't qualify. Other people believe that because it exists, it qualifies.
Armada hosting Halen Sky from last year's national Canadian team.
Players asking why Taylor was not on Strike 1919 this year. That's because she was placed on Prairie Fire by our selection committee. Unfortunately, I can't speak more to it than that, but if you reach out to her, I'm sure she can give you the rundown. I imagine she's happy about it, though, given the performance Prairie Fire has been putting on this year compared to Strike.
Yeah, Prairie Fire seems to have really gelled in this tournament.
Especially for a B
numbers.
team. You know, the teams were ranked in Winnipeg by the selection committee. There was an A team and a B team for women, and the B team just completely dominating this tournament. I believe they finished in the second place position, unless I'm mistaken.
That would be correct.
Oh, Quinn gets beamed off the shoulder there.
Yeah, Riley surviving the counterattack as well. And we got a minute 15 remaining. Kickass up 16-2. Oh, Riley couldn't find the catch there. That was 2 balls coming in. Going to be tough to come down with them, but now you see Saracen and San Filippo conferring. Fog on the opposite side. Cross court onto San Filippo. Ooh, Rowe hit by that cross.
Gerard looking for it. She tried to throw herself forward, but couldn't get her body in the place in time.
Now 2-on-2. 45 seconds remaining in this match.
I don't think we're going to need much of a recap. It's just safe to say that Kickass just outshone Strike today. They really showed their experience, and they played a hell of a game.
Yeah, Kickass made up of a lot of veterans, a lot of powerful throws, formidable catching, just a very tough team to play against.
Absolutely. Great performance from Strike, though, given the caliber of players they're up against. They've been going toe-to-toe for this entire time.
And I have to say, I really like those Strike jerseys. I think they look really sharp.
People wondering about PEI. The only reason why we're doing most of the Manitoba games on the stream court is because we actually have sold tickets to the event, and the spectators are only on one side of the gym, and they want to see their locals. That's what they're out here doing. That's what they're supporting with their ticket purchases.
Strike being saluted by the hometown crowd. You can even see a sign in the audience.
Absolutely. As Dodgeball cements itself in the world of sporting events, big part of that is getting spectators out. And part of getting spectators out is you do have to show them the teams they want to see. And while we understand that players on the stream want to see the PEI teams, just due to the setup of this gymnasium, it's very difficult for the commentators to get a view of the other court.
But we can say Armada is currently up 1-0.
Absolutely. So we're going to cut to a commercial break now, and we've had a great time with this event. Thank you for joining us.
We'll be back soon.
Charged up and I'm ready.